people fold, people become weird, people are trying to fit in. Hey y'all, it's your girl Envy Goldie and I'm back with another video. You know, I've been feeling like I need to give some advice, okay? With school being right around the corner, with or without coronavirus, I don't know how this is going, but I thought you guys could benefit, depending on who you are, from a freshman advice 2020 video. So I'm gonna be giving you guys freshman advice. If you don't know, I'm 19, which means I graduated a year ago, but I got some advice to give y'all so that y'all can, you know, have a clear, smooth path for your 4 years of high school without no interruptions, no sidetracks, which is bound to happen because it's life. But here's my advice to you guys. If you're interested, stay tuned. Before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And tell a friend. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So my first piece of advice is typical. You guys have heard it before, but I'm gonna say it again. If you're a freshman, you don't need to be macking with a senior, messing with a senior, nothing like that. Because 9 times out of 10 he's gonna play you. Especially, I'm speaking from a girl's perspective because I'm a girl. 9 times out of 10, it's not even 9 times out of 10, it's more like 10 times out of 10 he's gonna play you. He don't want you, and just don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. I don't know how it is for male freshmen and female seniors because I've never really experienced that, but I know if it's a female freshman and a male senior, he's gonna use you, and you don't need that in your life because you're gonna be sad and you're gonna have to deal with that for 4 years, and he's gonna be out. People are gonna know you for having this like bad reputation, and you a hub, and you were this, you got played. Just save the drama for somebody else, okay? My second piece of advice is that if you go into high school with a friend group and you guys are so close and whatever, or even if you're in high school, maybe a sophomore or junior, and you form this great you know, little friendship bond group thing, that joint's not gonna last. And people used to tell me that all the time when I was like in 8th grade, 9th grade. I used to be like, my friends is not like that, mine's gonna last. I don't know about y'all's, but mine's gonna last. Sis, they was right. It did not last. People fold, people become weird, people are trying to fit in, people are just finding themselves. And if you want some time that I'm not on, sis, you cut, period. And it's nothing negative, but no. I had 2 friendship groups. I had one that I went into high school with. We were a friendship group since the 7th grade, and the group fell apart in senior year, but I'm still friends with one of the girls from the group, but the third girl is not friends with either of us, so I guess you see who went wrong there. And in my second group that I formed while I was in high school, it was 3 of us again, and I'm still friends with one of the girls in the friendship group, and the third one doesn't talk to either of us. So it's never me, I'm not the problem, okay? Yeah, people are just weird, and that just goes to show you that people are gonna change, people are gonna start acting funny, and if they want some time that you're not on, you're not with it, sis, you don't gotta put up with it. My third piece of advice is start off strong. Freshman year is really easy. Well, it was to me. Like, the classes are easy. If you're strong in certain subjects, you're gonna be strong in those subjects still. It doesn't get like super hard out of nowhere. It just becomes a little more difficult as the years go on, especially senior year. Everybody says senior year is the easiest, but for me, senior year was the hardest. Maybe no. I think junior year is probably my hardest year, but none of the years were like super difficult. Freshman year was really easy. Just go to your classes, do your work, get out. Go to your classes, do your work, get out, literally. Don't try to make friends or whatever. I mean, that's gonna happen naturally. If you and someone have a bond or similarities or, you know, things in common, then you're gonna become friends naturally. But don't be out here trying to, you know, oh hey sis, make friends, because people are, one, you might get curved, and that's gonna be like, damn sis. And 2, those forced friendships never really end well anyway. So I just advise just focusing on your schoolwork, which has, as cliche as that sounds, is true. Just do your work, go home, whatever. If you have friends outside of your school, hang out with them or whatever. But it'll just happen naturally. Something really big to like force on yourself. If you're supposed to be friends with these people, you're gonna become friends with these people. Fourth piece of advice, for freshmen, if you want to go to your homecoming, please go. I mean, The school year typically starts at the end of August or beginning of September, and homecoming is usually not until like October, so by then you will have a few friends. And even if you don't have friends, if you want to go to homecoming, go. If you want to go to your prom when the time comes, go. Because I know people who personally to this day regret not going, or they didn't go because they had a significant other who didn't want to go, so they didn't go. Sis, don't let somebody hold you back from doing something that you want to do. If you want to go to prom, go to prom. If you got a boyfriend and he don't want to go to prom, be like, well, I'm going anyway. And if he cared about what you was doing at that prom and who you was with at that prom, he would come with you to that prom. That's my fourth piece of advice. Don't do things, you know, just if you want to do something, just do it. Like if you want to take part in school events, pep rallies, all that stuff, do it, because when high school's over, you won't be able to relive those memories. And it's just for the time being. It's not like people are gonna be like, oh, that's that girl who da-da-da-da at the pep rally 12 years from now. Nobody's gonna care. So do that. This is just my personal opinion, but if you have the opportunity to go to basketball games or football games, go. First of all, if you want friends, that's a good place to find them. Or if you do have friends, that's a good place for y'all to hang out, which is like a school setting, all that, show support to your school. And I don't know, for me, it was just so fun. Like, I just loved going to football games. I loved going to basketball games. I don't know what it was, but I don't know. It's just like the atmosphere. I just love that. I love that. So fun. 6, I think. Don't try to fit in. Be yourself. If you're anything like me, you're gonna realize that trying to fit in with people is mad corny, especially because who are these people? These people are not important. It might seem like, oh, like y'all popular, y'all liked, whatever, but when high school ends, everybody's starting from ground zero. So that high school popularity, keep trying to hold on to that high school popularity. It's not gonna do nothing for you. If you're trying to hold on to high school popularity at 30 years old, you know what that's called?
A bum. That's what he is. A bum.
And I mean, like, if you're not accomplishing anything and you just letting high school popularity be on your brain, sis, you're gonna end up down bad, okay? Because it's not important. Eventually, you'll see that for yourself on your own timing. You'll see for yourself that the people that you're trying so hard to fit in with are not even on your type time, and that's okay. Everybody's not going to be on the same type time, but if you on a different type time from them, it's not going to work anyway. So just save yourself the trouble of trying to fit in with people who's not for you. Also, I think this is number 7. Figure out what you want to do with your future. I know when you enter high school, you're probably like 14 years old, and I was like, I had time, but literally I was so invested in like going to school, working, you know, having a social life and all that, that when the 4 years were up, I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I supposed to do with my life? Like, because I didn't really want to go to college, and I know a lot of people like myself who didn't want to go to college, but we did go to college. You know, we ended up dropping out of college because we didn't want to be in college. Now we have student loans to pay, and it's just like, what's the point? What's the point? If you know that you don't want to do something, don't do it. But take time to figure out what it is that you do want to do. If you do want to go to college, if you do want to become a doctor or a nurse or whatever you want to do, just make sure that's what you want to do. Because when senior year hit, oh, sis, right when that joint in, it's time. It's time. I'm also going to say build a relationship with a teacher or many teachers. They are good for advice. They can plug you into opportunities. They can be a recommendation for you in your later years, especially if you want to go to college, and they can just have your back when you need it. For me, I had a teacher named Miss B. Shout out to Miss B. She was the funniest teacher ever. She gave good advice. Like, she didn't put on this facade of like, I'm a teacher, I have to remain professional at all times. Miss B was so cool. She was so laid back. She was like, yeah, I mean, like, she was just so humble and normal, and I loved her. Also, I had a teacher named Miss Risinger, and she was really nice. She gave good advice, and she just really cared about everybody. Like, she genuinely cared about everybody, and I love that about her. So shout out to them. There were a lot of other teachers too, but you know, when you build relationships with your teachers, you'll really like appreciate them. Like, when you think back on it, you'll be like, wow, she was really giving me bomb advice, and you will really appreciate it. 9 times out of 10, if you've never been in the building before, you're gonna get lost on your way to a class. It happened to me, I remember, like it was yesterday. I didn't even get lost on the first day. I got lost on the second day, and I was like, oh, okay. But your teachers will understand. If you need help finding a class, I would recommend stopping a teacher or, you know, someone who works in the school and be like, hey, you know, where are this classes? Can you help me find this class? And they'll help you out. They know that you're new and you're getting, you know, accustomed to the building and all that. So it's not a big deal if you do end up late or getting lost in the building. It might seem embarrassing. It was to me a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. If I put you in the middle of Rome right now, I just take you right here and drop you in the middle of Rome. I don't expect you to know what to do, right? It's a new atmosphere. You have to adapt, and it's gonna take time, and it'll come together anyway. So don't worry about that. Freshman year is just really fun. Like freshman year is probably one of the best years, but when it comes to making friends and meeting people, like it's really an experience. It's fine, like it's fun, and then you go to football games, all that stuff. Like you're new in this, so it's like the most fun when you have no idea what's going on. It's just really fun. It sounds dumb, but when you go to school, you'll see it. And I'm just gonna advise that you guys put your work first. Put your work first. Do your work. Do your homework. Study. I never studied before until I hit high school. Study, sis, because you know you just don't want to have to repeat no classes or nothing like that. That's just gonna hold you back or make you have to take longer in a school that you probably don't even want to be in to begin with. So I mean, I know I did. So yeah, just do what you gotta do the first time, first go around, and get out, period. Handle your priorities, everything else will fall into place. Thank you guys for watching my video on freshman advice. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Before you leave, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. See you guys in my next video. Bye.